shopping list ideas. I am really excited to share my current favorites over pretty much the past month with you now. I've got some nails, I've got a body product or a hair product. Shower product and several different makeup things. So I'm going to jump right in and actually talk about nail polish because there is a relatively new kind out that I am super excited about, and it really solidified this in my mind when I did my Valentine's nails, and I had like each nail painted a different shade of like red or pink, and I noticed out of all these, I used different brands, different colors, and I noticed the one that went on like the smoothest, the most opaque in one coat was also one that lasted the longest, and that was the Wet n Wild Mega Last. And I use this red shade. I read a good book, R-E-D, haha, and it's just a really pretty creamy red. All the shades pretty much that I have are like creamy shades. There's no shimmer in them, and they go on really nice and smooth. So I love that red. That's a fantastic red. And on my toes right now, I've got Club Havana on, which is a nice really creamy orange. And I've also used Bite the Bullet, which is a nice lavender. And the brush is wider. It reminds me of, these basically remind me of a little cheaper alternative to Sally Hansen Complete Salon Manicure, which was really, you know, like a favorite nail polish of mine. But see how the brush is nice and wide, and I think that helps you paint it on really evenly. Another thing that I've been really coming back to a lot this month, partially because I think it's just super quick to pick it up and you can pretty much come up with a look that's going to suit whatever you're wearing. I've been bad lately, I feel like, when I've been getting up in the early mornings for the news about not knowing exactly what I'm going to wear. Like some days I pick it out, you know, the night before, but then other days it's kind of like, I don't know. And then I do my makeup first and I want something that's just going to go with pretty much whatever I put on. So the Naked palette, just the regular old Naked palette, which this one I feel, if you watched my review, this one versus Naked 2, I feel like this one can be just a little more versatile in terms of the smoky looks. But what really got me on to picking this back up was another YouTuber. Her name's Taylor, and her channel is B is for Beauty, and she's really sweet, she's beautiful, and she has come up with like these Naked palette quick looks, I think she's calling them, and she's got several of them on there where you can, she just goes through them real quick and she points out like exactly what color she's using and just puts together different looks, different color combos with this palette. So that kind of got me started and looking at it in a little different way, but I've always loved this palette and I'm just kind of back to it now. Another thing I'm loving in terms of lips are these great little Neutrogena Revitalizing lip balms. See how they're different shaped? They're like oval shaped. And I tell you, these so would have been in my video on favorite hydrating lipsticks, but I had only tried one, and it was the Sheer Shimmer, so it was just kind of like a light pearly color, and I knew, I'm like, okay, this is all right, but I don't know how pigmented the rest of them are, and so I tried a few more, and then I was super, you know, on the bandwagon with these. I remember when these used to be round, like Neutrogena used to have round shaped, they were in kind of like a silvery tube tinted lip balms, and I really liked those, so I'm glad I finally gave these a shot. But there's the Sheer Shimmer. This one is, that brightest one there is Sunny Berry, and that's what I'm wearing right now. So you can see a lot of color, and they're really like hydrating. The next one is, this is Healthy Blush, so that's a little bit lighter, more traditional pink shade. And then Petal Glow is this one. So that's kind of a little more neutral. Something about that shape as well. It just goes on so easy in that oval shape, so I'm loving that. Another cool new lip product is the Covergirl Blast Flip Sticks, and I have this one in Vixen. 2 lipsticks in one, and it's the idea that you could layer these or kind of use them, you know, one or the other. I love this one because one end is kind of a berry color, and you know how I like the berries. So there's that. And then the other shade is more of a shimmery pink. And you guys know how I love to kind of pop the center of the lower lip a little bit. And so some of these shades, some of these different Blast Flip Sticks are really great for that. You could put the berry one all over, and then I like to, you know, take the lighter shade and highlight the center of the lower lip. Surprisingly long wearing on these. Normally after I get through an entire newscast, we do the little cut-ins, the little updates during Good Morning America, and I feel like by that time I have to refresh whatever's going on my lips, but these actually last a nicely long time, so I was very impressed. A lot of you have been asking about how that whole Sephora lash stash went that I got for Christmas, and I want to elaborate on that on my blog with some pictures, but for now I'll just tell you what one I thought was the best in my opinion, and it was the Tarte Gifted Amazonian Clay Mascara. I'm wearing it now, and I feel like, you guys know I love the Lights Camera Lashes. Really great mascara. One of probably my top favorite mascaras. I actually feel like this is a little bit better than that one. The brush is really similar. If you see that, it's a traditional bristle brush. Something about the formula, it's a little more lengthening, so I feel like it has the same thickening, wonderful qualities that Lights Camera Lashes does, but this one seems to just add a little more length, so I'm really enjoying that, and it's very buildable too. You put on a coat, you know, you're like, okay, I like that, that's really great. You put on another coat and you're like, ooh, it's nice without getting clumpy on you, so that's a really cool mascara. So I just have the little one right now because that came in that group of a whole bunch of Sephora mascaras. Some falsies I have been enjoying for a more dramatic look are these Red Cherry number 43s, and here's a look at them in the packaging. I do need to clean them off, but I was wearing these last night. I've worn them a few times before, so they're still holding up nicely, as you can see here, but I just felt like they gave just a wonderful frame to the eye. You know, they're a little bit flared on the outsides, a little bit longer here than they are here. They give a lot of fullness. You can do a relatively simple eye look, pop these on, and you are suddenly glammed up. A certain eyeshadow I've been gravitating toward is by MAC, and it's called Cork. And this is a satin finish. I mean, really, there's no real shimmer to it. You could see it as practically a matte type color, but I really enjoy this shade for using it with a blending brush like this, and I am already wearing it right now, so I'll just kind of go over what I did. But it's great for getting kind of a warm or natural crease color. See how this is just really easy to pop on here without much work? Right in this area where, you know, it's slightly visible on top of your brow bone. It's such a light shade, so it's kind of odd how it gives you that depth, but it does. And I like that it's not sparkly, because I've been getting people asking me, you know, more and more about matte eyeshadows, and for people who may be noticing some wrinkling around their eyes, you know, you don't want a whole lot of shimmer, and this is a nice color to pop in the crease, not be too heavy, not be too dark, but just really give that nice little amount of warmth around the eye. Another awesome product that I had to mention because I feel like I am lacking a tan this time of year. I'm just trying to give myself some color in some way because I really need it for being on camera for work. And something I've been just going back to, and I've had this for a while, is the Laura Geller Baked Body Frosting in Tahitian Glow. Now this is huge, and it comes with a puff that you can apply it with, and it's basically a big jumbo-sized baked type bronzer, and you can just apply it with the puff. And what I'll do with this, I don't so much use it on my face, but I use it on this whole area here. Any visible skin, basically, on the news, because it's my pet peeve, and I see this all too often. News anchors that have one color on their face and another color on their chest. So, or on their neck or anything there. Men and women. I see it all the time. And so I use this pretty much every day. I just swipe my little puff in there, and you can use it wet if you want really intense color. I usually just use it dry, and I will just go over, you know, this whole area here, and it can take care of some tan lines for you most often if you have that issue, but it's a ton of product, and I've been using this for months and months, and it's still going strong. Another thing though that you might look into if you don't want to buy the Laura Geller, Milani makes a baked bronzer that is very similar. Take a big kabuki brush to one of these and, you know, use that all over and get a similar effect. So just an idea there. Finally, wrapping up the favorites with quite possibly the best smelling shampoo I've ever smelled, and it is Everlasting Sunshine by Suave. Now Tyler uses this. I mean, I kind of bounce around between a few different shampoos, but he will generally just pick up a Suave one, you know, when he's running out. And this one says infused with passion flower and vanilla extracts, but I gotta tell you, I smell banana. It's so good. It smells so good. I just can't say enough about how good this smells. And it's just, you know, it does have maybe that slight hint of floral. I can kind of sense the vanilla a little bit, but I can also smell some banana in there, and it's just delightful. And I would highly recommend that if you want to use some Suave. I mean, it works fine for my hair. I feel like it removes all buildup or anything, because I use a lot of styling products, a lot of hairspray, and I feel like it gets it 100% clean. But the most fantastic thing about this, I'm not gonna lie, it's the scent. So just had to throw that out there. Almost as soon as I smelled it, I thought I must tell people about this. So it says new, so it might just be coming out in some stores. So thank you so much for watching my favorites this month. Lots of great products that I feel very strongly about. So let me know what your favorites are, and thanks again for watching. Bye.